What's going on, YouTube? So in a previous video, you seen me do my 3-hole oil change on my 2021 Road Glide Special. In this video, we're going to be using a checklist that was provided to me by a local Harley dealer that is old as shit. So I'm going to try and get in touch with them, get an updated list. But I'm going to go through the 5,000 mile checklist on this bike. It's got the 2,500 mile and the 5,000 mile. I'll put a copy of it on the screen. But we're going to run through this and yeah, we're just going to run through it. First item on the list on the 2,500 mile side is change engine oil and filter. Well, we did that. Inspect and top off transmission lubricant. Did that. Inspect fuel valve lines and fittings for leaks. That checklist was obviously made for pre-carbureted bikes where you actually had a fuel valve underneath the tank. Obviously, on a 21, we are fuel injected. So we have the quick connect fitting for the fuel tank. No leaks there. No leaks going into the injectors. So we're good. Fuel pump is obviously inside the tank. Tighten battery connections and check electrolyte on wet cells. Well, we can't actually check it's a sealed battery now, obviously. So we will pull the seats off and check the battery connections. We also have to remove the ECM tray. So to do that, I remove the ECM from the tray, which is just 2 tabs that hold it in. Spread them apart, pick up on the ECM, slide it out. And then you remove these 2 bolts at the back of the tray. Pick the tray up, get it out of the way. Now we have access to both the positive and negative terminal of the battery. You always have access to the negative terminal of the battery on these bikes. They leave that spot open. That way, if you're just doing a lighting upgrade, you want to disconnect the battery, it's just as simple as popping off the negative. Because when you disconnect the battery, you always disconnect the negative side first. But that's tight. That's tight. We'll go ahead and leave the seat off because I know we have a voltage test in a little bit. Check lighting and horn for proper operations. So we have ignition on. We have tail lights and tri-bar light. Headlight and running lights. Go ahead and do left turn. Right turn. Make sure that the hazards work. Dumbass, ignition still has to be on for hazards. Hazards. Now we'll go ahead and check brights And you guys are gonna go upside down. Brake. Lights work. Horn's really damn loud inside a damn garage. Okay, that gets our lights. Inspect rear belt. So we'll put the bike back in the air. When you inspect the rear belt, you're looking for, well, really just kind of feeling for defects, teeth missing, tears. So the best way to do this is going to have the rear of the tire, or rear tire jacked up and rolling the tire so you can check every single part of the belt. So let's get on that. All right, so we've got the bike in the air. The bike is in neutral. So I don't know how much of this you guys are going to be able to see. Probably not very damn much. So I'm just going to roll the wheel. I'm feeling on both sides of the belt very loosely because you don't want your hand to roll into the pulley. Didn't feel anything. I do not have a belt tension check, gauge, whatever the hell you want to call the damn thing. But to me, it feels about right. Because obviously you don't want that tight as hell, but you don't want it loose either. Tight as hell, it'll break the belt faster. Too loose, you'll skip teeth and rip teeth off. Next part is inspect tires for tread depth, pressure adjustment, front and rear. Well, my bike has ABS, so, or TPMS, so it checks the pressure for me. I checked it on the way home. Pressure's good, setting at 37 in the front, 39, 40 in the rear. Now, tread depth is good. We're making sure there's nothing in the tire. There, that's going to be our mark so we know when we've gone all the way around. Hell, you can still see the paint between the treads. There, we've gone all the way around on the rear. No nails, bolts, screws. I've seen a piece of rebar in a tire, not a motorcycle tire, but a car tire. On the front, tread depth is good. We can't roll it around right now because I'm not going to unstrap the front wheel while it's all the way up in the air. Sorry. I'll do that off camera later. Up next is inspect brake pads and disc for wear. Y'all can't really see in there, but Harley brake pads, motorcycle brake pads in general, are not the thickest things in the world. And they all look good to me. Y'all, like I said, y'all can't really see in there. Check and adjust operation of throttle and enricher. Well, again, 2021, well, 2006. Hell, I don't quote me. 2015 plus touring bikes are electronic throttle fly-by-wire. So there's no adjustment to be done to the throttle. Feels good. Lube and adjust steering head bearings. Again, something that I would have to have the bike outside of the wheel chock, and it's not something I'm gonna do with it this far in the air, and I will test it off camera. And then road test. Well, we did the road test after the service. Everything feels good. Now we're going to test battery voltage. All right, so now we got to test the battery voltage. My multimeter was dead. It takes a 9-volt battery. I've had the thing for 10 plus years. I've never changed the battery in it. I don't know how it wasn't corroded or how it lasted 10 years, but hell, kind of makes me happy. But test battery voltage, red lead positive, black lead negative. We still have the ECM tray out and the ECM out, so we have direct access to the battery. We are at 12.47 volts. Well, got to leave the multimeter on because our next step is test charging system output at 2000 RPM. Well, we are not going to run it up to 2000 RPM because I can't hold the throttle and the multimeter at the same time. So, we're just going to fire it up and use the 850, 900 RPM idle. Volts, right where it should be. Inspect primary chain case fluid. Well, we went ahead and did a 3-hole change, so that's good. Change transmission lubricant. Again, we did the 3-hole change, so we're good there. Sport trans fluid and check magnetic drain plug. That's Sportster. Obviously, a little far from a Sportster. Way far from a Sportster, yes. Check and adjust primary chain drive. Automatic tensioner, so we don't have to do that. Check and adjust clutch and clutch cable free play. That is pretty well right on, because in 21, they did go back to a cable clutch. Maybe 20. Replace spark plugs. It's not an Evo that eats spark plugs. It's not carbureted, so we're not going to worry about that. I'll do that at the 10,000 mile mark. Check engine stabilizers and mounts. Well, that's good. That's the stabilizer. The mounts, y'all ain't going to be able to see. Alright, so the engine mounts are good. Check and adjust rear belt again. Honestly, I didn't think this list was redundant, but apparently it is. I thought if you did everything on the 2,500 mile service, then it just kind of rolled into the 5,000. Inspect, service, oil and brake lines and fittings for leaks. Well, front is good. Up to the split, the ABS, because this does have link brakes, so that's the reason there's 2 lines there. We are good up top. There's more brake line that runs under the tank, goes to the ABS pump underneath the right side engine cover. I'm not pulling off the engine cover, or not engine cover, side cover. Obviously there's no engine cover, but it's underneath there. Check ignition timing and vacuum hoses. Again, M8, full electronic ignition. You can't check the, I mean, guess you could check the engine timing, but it's not needed. And it says for carbureted EVOs only. Check engine idle speed and adjust as necessary. Carbureted only. Lubricate the following: front brake lever, throttle, and speedo cable. Well, throttle doesn't need lubricated because it's electronic. Speedo cable is obviously, it's not a cable anymore, it's wire. Front brake lever, yes, we do need to do that. I don't have a little pin lubricator, so we're going to skip that. Clutch cable, clutch control cable and lever, jiffy stand, torque pack carrier, saddlebag hinges and latches, shift lever and brake pedal fittings. I know they're good. There's no need to lubricate any of that. Check wheels. Tighten spokes if needed. Harley has pretty well gotten away from spoked wheels in general. I think the Heritage, you can still get spoked wheels. The Pan America, you can get spoked wheels. Check front fork bearing adjustment. Again, I can't do it on the lift. I gotta have it on my regular service jack. I'll do it off camera. Check cruise control operation. I did that on the road test. Works good. Check shock absorbers. It's the stock Harley shocks. They suck, but they're there. And check air suspension for pressure and operation. These are coilovers, adjustable coilovers. Like I said, they suck, but they're there. Road test. And that's it. That is a, however many points? 33 different numbered points, but some of those overlapped. Some of them doesn't apply to this bike. So with that, we're done. All right, so that's going to do it for tonight. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell so you know when I upload. Go ahead and share the video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.